Episode 73. Komori is licking her wounds after dying so much in that last episode. I was a bit overzealous after moving to the new location. Granted, the dungeon isn't that hard itself, but I did actually underestimate it. Maybe I should have taken it easy right at the end of the episode. It also ended up taking more time than I thought it would too. Probably would have made more sense with only 10 minutes remaining in the last episode. Instead of taking on a dungeon, which included a queue time and several deaths, I could have taken it easy and done one of these side quests here in Mordona. Not as critical to me as the blue quest, but I have to remember I'm here to take things at my own pace. Don't necessarily have to rush every dungeon quest that I see in sight. I think if there's another situation where I have a few minutes left in an episode or so, then maybe I'll just take it slow with one of the side quests I see around here. Like this one. Apparently this is some kind of initiation rite. This would have been much more fitting after moving into the Rising Stones at the end of last episode. Let's pretend I did this quest last episode, and then did the dungeon this episode. Just pretend. I speak for the co-fraternity of venturers who call Revenant's Toll home. Take heed, Komori. We have a common foe, a hated enemy, a fierce adversary, and its name is Morbol. Sister Komori, you hate this enemy? Does your heart yearn to slay it? Then do so, sister. Go and slay 3. This is a rite of passage, Sister Komori. If you're to be part of Revenant's Toll, we must know. Do you ring true? I don't think Komori is necessarily beholden to following this guy's instructions, but she does hate Morbols. It was actually on camera in one episode where I got sprayed by one. Fortunately didn't die. That stench is unforgettable. What is it, like 7 or 8 different debuffs that you get all at once? Won't be happening this time. We are over-leveled. Mold. Hear ye, hear all. The Morbols are slain, and Komori has passed the first test of Revenant's Toll's adventurers. What? You didn't think it would be just one test, did you? The next trial is, by combat, face our nemesis, the enemy, to sing our... I've never heard that word. The enemy to sing our drenity, the foe to tag our big toe. See you where I place the mark on your map? Return alive, sister. More Bolger. I don't think I know that enemy. Of course, I'm not here to just do side quests this episode. I'm just taking it slow at the start, after that embarrassing showing last time. Ignore the fate. Well, I guess we'll get exciting music for this more Boltler. It's just a bigger mole. Morble. And it's dead. Maybe I should have taken it easy on the poor guy. Speaking of my poor showing last time, I did actually double check what I did wrong in Copperbell Mines hard. Nothing really wrong on the first boss, except I should have targeted the fiery enemy that was causing a bunch of AoEs. But on the second boss, where I went wrong was not laying enough bombs on the big guy. Apparently that's how you mainly do damage, rather than actually using your damaging skills. And the last boss I'll mention after this. And the fearsome Bolgler falls to the newest brave of the Revenant's Toll Venturers Guild, Komoy. Welcome to the Co-Fraternity, sister. Seriously, how'd you kill that thing? The Bolgler was something else. They say it started off as an escaped pet. Guess that's what you get when spoiled rotten meets red in tooth and claw. That thing slew more venturers with its charnel breath than a whole parade of gigas. Not that I wanted you dead exactly, you understand, but folk have been known not to come back. Well, that's all in the past, eh, Sister Komoy? You're one of Revenant's Toll's venturers now. Death to more bowls. He does actually have more. We'll keep it in mind if we ever find ourselves wanting more. I imagine I'm going to do all the side quests here in Revenant's Toll at one point or another, just because this is our new home base now, and whenever there's any time in an episode or something, or I feel like there isn't enough time to do a dungeon or anything major, I'll probably come back to one of these side quests or something. But only if there's an adequate, small amount of time. For now, I do actually want to continue on the 2.1 side dungeons. Let's pretend this episode was all about the 2.1 side dungeons. It would have actually been perfect to fit all three of those inside one episode, but I was foolish and tagged one onto the end of last episode. This is the wrong one. I'm looking for the manor. This one. Ah, forgive me, friend. A most chilling encounter has my nerves on edge. I was traveling through the shroud when a man accosted me out of nowhere, his eyes darting wildly in fear. He spoke of a haunted mansion, from which the tortured screams of young maidens can be heard day and night. Hawket Manor, was it? Hawk Manor, yes. What's that? You purged the self-same manse of its unholy inhabitants some time ago. That is curious indeed. The man recounted the events as if they happened not days ago. Well, it would put my heart at ease to know his tale was but a fantasy born of a few too many flagons of mead. The poor soul had not the air of a drunk or a liar. Perhaps you know someone who could shed light on the matter? Off to Gridonia. Actually, while we're there, I guess I can pick up some things. With patch 7.1, I guess they were nice enough to give every player, for some reason, a free bottle of Fantasia. These are few and far between, and I went through a couple of methods not too many episodes ago, but right here, for some reason, they added this guy. What's this? You're able to see me? That's amazing, Kupo. That we should thus meet can surely be no coincidence. And so, to mark this fateful occasion, I shall make you a gift of a magical potion. Fantasia, it's called, and legend holds that it allows you to alter your appearance. May it serve you well, Kupo. And that's it. Just a free Fantasia. I previously thought these didn't stack, but maybe that was just back in the day, and at this point they do now stack up to 999. So if anyone were to ever get that many, I imagine they would have spent thousands of dollars or something. Have you already used the Fantasia? The flavor is meant to be a little challenging, but it's a small price to pay to become a brand new you. Bottoms up, Kupo. Some lore on Fantasia then. It's kind of a mystery, Fantasia. Even the quest that we did that quote-unquote gave some lore to it didn't really say yes or no if it's actually changing your body. It only alluded to the possibility that it might be changing your body, or it could just be your imagination. If it could actually do that, then there are some lore implications that probably don't fit into the world, right? But we got some concrete lore here. Fantasia tastes bad. Other thing to pick up, added in 7.1. Just some achievement stuff. An emote. I saw some people using this, but it's not like it's a huge deal. I just feel like having it. And now I have it. That's it. By the way, where is the next summoner quest? I thought Dimitri would give it. But I guess that's probably over in the Arcanist Guild instead. Not that I can take it, I have to complete 2.5, but I thought I'd see a red icon above Dimitra for that. Hello, Ursendo. I'm sorry it's not nighttime. And it's also not October. But we'll still be doing your Spooky Mansion quest. Ah, friend. It is good to see you again. How I wish I could greet you with more joyful tidings. I trust you have heard the rumors. Yes, I fear they are true. And then some. Oh, wherever shall I begin? After you released my lady from her torment, a deed of bravery and kindness that I will remember until the last of my days. I paid visit to the Wood Whalers, and told the tale in all its tragedy, that the guardians of the 12th Wood might know the truth. Though the Whalers did not doubt my words, they insisted on a thorough investigation of the manor. Without witnessing my lady's remains for themselves, I was told, they could hardly vouch for the citizenry's safety. A prudent judgment, I thought, and I did not argue. It is what happened next that confounded everyone, myself most of all. A contingent of Wood Whalers was dispatched to the manor, and I personally escorted them in. This would be the last I saw of them, for nary a one returned. Minutes turned to hours, and before long, night surrounded the silent manor. 'Twas then the screams began again. Ungodly, heart-rending screams that shall be burned in my memory forevermore. Against my better reasoning, I mustered the courage to peer inside. Oh, how I wish I had not, for what peered back, friend, was someone, nay, something, for that which I saw surely possessed no soul like you or I. That has no right to exist in our world. The Whalers have dispatched another contingent to investigate the manor. The fools. Do they not see that they have read their own death sentence? I cannot save them, but you, friend. you may succeed where I so miserably failed. I implore you. Pray come to our aid once more. You got it, pal. Is this guy still uppity? The district beyond is home to distinguished Gridanians. Commoners may not enter. That includes you, adventurer. Go back whence you came, or I will be forced to remind you of your place. Unbelievable. We're the Warrior of Light. Everyone knows us. And we're common adventurers in your eyes? Unbelievable. That guy's dialogue probably doesn't change no matter how far you get into the game. And your reputation only grows from here. Could they have planned that to be some kind of area you could go in at some point? Or maybe it's just to give a little bit of depth to the setting by adding in a gate to more housing, supposedly, in Gridania. It makes Gridania feel larger than the areas that you're allowed to wander around in. Because the areas you wander around in have only so much housing, barely any even. Lately I've been playing at Terrible Times at Night. Terrible Times for duty roulettes, or duty finding. The matchmaking is something that probably works best in the afternoon, at least on a weekday. Maybe at this time of night it's not so bad on a weekend, but I imagine I'm going to have to wait at least 15 minutes or something for this one. And like that, the quest's done before we even complete the dungeon. I feel like we'd be doing Ursandel a disservice if we didn't actually complete the dungeon. And that's what we're here for. Yep, 16 minutes. I guess I'll be back when we're inside the manor. I'm surprised that only took 2 minutes. Seems like the tank might have some trouble finding their way around. Not that I would know. Just like the normal version of the dungeon, you have to pick up keys. I guess from specific enemies. That's where you have to go. It's probably less clear than the original version. I guess all the clavigers drop the keys. Probably some extra rooms with extra chests that you can get, one way or another. Hopefully we're on the critical path though. There are special mechanics to this one I wouldn't know. We'll see. I can't interrupt that. I'm slow. Looks like I got a Sunid. I guess there are some stage hazards. I don't remember these. Best to stand here, I guess. I wouldn't have known to come into this room. I'm glad the tank led us there. Or whoever. That sword is lingering over there. How? If there were mechanics there, I wasn't paying attention, other than dodge the attacks. Not entirely sure what the plot is here. If we were paying attention to the Wood Whaler's dialogue or whatever, maybe we'd have an idea. The first time we were here was part of an Asian plot, right? Just to sow discord or to test our limits for some reason. Make a lady go crazy and do a bunch of murders so that we could come and fight her and be tested. I'm not sure how that makes sense, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. As for why there are people back in here, well, I guess the end boss is going to be whatever is bringing all of these skeletons to life, or whatever. And this would be that boss. I do believe this is a different version of that same boss. Or like an upgraded one. The model seems different from the normal succubus, I think. Halicarnassus. That's a pretty important name in Final Fantasy, isn't it? Should I be focusing on this guy or the actual boss? I just assume if there's an ad, then maybe we should be killing it. But on lower level dungeons like this from the Realm Reborn, maybe you don't have to. That guy's under hysteria. He got seduced or something. Ooh. Does that blood rain do more if these ads are alive or something? In situations like this, it's always possible that the tank can take them out on their own, but sometimes it's impossible. Depending on the tank, you might get enough self-healing that you don't have to worry, and depending on the boss, obviously. I don't think it's a possibility here, though. Especially not with ads. It's holding on longer than I thought, though. I can respect to the experimentation. Looks like this guy gives stone skin to the boss. If we could interrupt that, that'd be great. But not everyone has an interrupt ability. And here comes the blood rain again. This time, little damage. Since we brought the ad down to 0 HP, or 0.1% or whatever. I greeted and I paid for it. Here comes the blood rain again. That wasn't too bad. We're in a casting battle. Oh, she took her focus off me. It was a casting battle for a second there. And here comes her blood rain again. Using your own allies as bullets. Unbelievable. I probably should have used this earlier when the other ad was up. Alright, one more to go. And there should be just enough time this episode to do it. Although I said that last time too. Now of course I did the 2 hard versions of the dungeons that were released with the patch 2.1, but of the set of 3, one of the dungeons in each patch is actually a new dungeon entirely. So I guess I saved the best for last, if you consider new best. My first genuine assignment under Master Mimidoa, and now this. Whatever did I do to deserve such a fate? Oh, but where are my manners? I am Diamanda, a smith recently in the employ of Naldik and Vermelis. I arrived in these parts not a few days past, to assist them in the restoration of Pharaoh Sirius. Little did I expect my arrival to be greeted by that god's-forsaken song. A song I thought confined to my worst nightmares, yes. I speak of the grim serenade of the foul sea witch that lured my poor father into a watery demise so many years ago. So I stand here with idle hands, powerless to avenge his death, powerless to repay my debt to Master Mimidoa. Once my father's mentor, as he now is mine, the agony of it all. If only my brother were here, he would see to it that. But alas, my brother remains lost at sea. You are an adventurer, are you not? Perhaps, if you were able to defeat the siren. Yes, you must. If not for me, then for all the sailors who seek safe passage across threatening seas. Seek out Master Mimidoa at the pier. You'll find him gazing grimly in the direction of Pharaoh Sirius, lamenting our fate. Pharaoh Sirius. And Mimidoa again. This guy gets around. Eh? Nothing issued, are you? Nope? Hey, no one says yes to that. You have a familiar face, though. Come to think of it, you bear a striking resemblance to a brave lass I once met. Helped us chase down one of those goddamn sirens from Pharaoh Sirius, you did. Was that you say? Speak up, missy. Years of hammering have taken their toll on me years. Any road, you may not be half the urine your predecessor was, but you know it's the same. Any port in a storm. Aye, that's right. Damned if I can tell you why, but that hell's-born hussy is back. And she's running roughs rod over the place with a crew of her song-snared flunkies. Me and Diamanda. We've naught to do but sit on our arses till someone cleans the place out. Look, this is more than a reclamation project to me and the lass. That scurvy witch killed her father, one of me prize students. I swore a vow to myself to do his name proud and restore the beacon. But these hands were made for Amryn, not scuffling with sirens. What say you follow in your forebear steps, and fight this one for old Mimidoa? I'll send word to David, the guard of the lighthouse. He'll tell you all you need to know. Now we could fly there, but I think it's actually faster to take a boat. Right. And we did actually encounter the siren back in the main quest, even though we didn't fight the siren themselves. I guess Komori has unfinished business that she's more than happy to wrap up on. Ah, adventurer. You've come not a moment too soon. The siren has holed herself up in the lantern chamber, atop the structure. The most direct route would be through the front door, but I fear the siren is already wise to our intentions, and has posted the most formidable of her thralls to guard the entrance. Our only hope is to breach our foes' defenses. Our only hope to breach our foes' defenses is to attack from below, through the flood cellar. If you cannot win this battle for us, I know not who can. Go forth, friend, that Pharaoh Sirius may shine bright anew. And hopefully the timing on this one will be as quick as it was last time. Pharaoh Sirius. Can't even crane my head up enough to see the entire structure. It's that huge lighthouse that we always see in the distance with a big crystal sticking out. Don't know if it ever gets restored after this. I'm pretty sure it just stays the same. Like, lore-wise, I mean. Well, we'll do this quest anyway. Once again, the timing was fortuitous. Only about 5 minutes this time. Looks like we're moving. Wall-to-wall ad crabs, however you call it. Seems like that's what we're doing. I was worried there. For a second. The tank's life looks like it almost ran out. And actually so did the healers and the other DPS, just barely. We're fine though, right? Actually, I guess it wasn't a true wall-to-wall, because we'd left these guys on the ground. Not that it matters. This dungeon is interesting in that it's the first instance, I suppose, of a location that you see throughout A Realm Reborn, but never really get to visit, physically, until a later patch. It's always just kind of sitting there, inaccessible. Well, I guess there may be some other places I'm not thinking of, but Everything else was accessible in 2.0, the initial release. And this is the first time we're doing a dungeon in 2.1 that's new, so I think that's true. And what a big landmark it is from the outside. Simon the Unthinkable. Another poor soul enraptured by the siren. Leaving some big AoEs on the ground. And they're getting bigger. Get 3 and you'll explode. And nobody exploded. Although that guy has a few vulnerability stacks, the orange ones. Actually, everyone but me has some vulnerability stacks. Where'd they get that from? What attack were they hit by? Don't actually have to go into this room on the side. That one's just for a treasure chest. I think these crystals do some kind of AoE damage if you're near them. Not sure. Ah, he's picking up the dead guys on the ground. That activate when you get near them. This next boss is lodged in my memory, but I don't actually know how to do it. Maybe I should have actually looked it up before coming in here. I do remember wiping pretty easily on this one, back on my main character. Of course, that attack that I was hit by just now was the boss. The kind of screw you that it does as it comes into the arena and makes its way over here, the zoo. There's some way this guy works that I don't know exactly. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Maybe someone knows other than me. Something to do with these eggs around. About killing them with the right timing. Was that wrong? Maybe I'll let one hatch. It seems like the zoo is going down pretty quick, so maybe I don't have to worry. Murder in its eyes, that's a bad thing. Yep. That's what happens when you kill too many eggs, I think. Well, someone died, but it wasn't me. Oh, we're not done. It was hanging on by 0.2%. I guess it's also my fault for not attacking that guy enough, maybe. Well, we made it. And this, for some reason, you have to turn off these valves, which are pretty annoying. I think they turn off these cloudy stage hazards, and also open a gate later on. The tank's okay, right? No reason to worry. We get this one? We did. Is this the third boss? Are there 4 bosses in this dungeon? Is that allowed? I didn't think that was... I mean, I've done this dungeon several times, but I didn't even... Oh, that was the case. Maybe that's why they have so few HP. Because it's a non-standard amount of bosses. I guess I never really counted out the amount of bosses here. Are there any other dungeons like this that have like extra bosses? I know Halatali has like a pit pace that's optional, but that's an optional boss. This person thinks this is part of the story. Well, it's not. It's just a side dungeon. Although the siren is part of the story earlier on. Can anyone interrupt that? I guess not. Reduced healing, looks like. I guess this episode is all about fighting some bad girls in their dungeons. Holocarnassus and the Siren. Well, it should be over in a moment. Oh. What was that jump? I've never seen that. Oh, we won't see that mechanic. No commendations from me. Too bad. And that's it. I don't know if Air Sirius will ever be completed, but at least that's done. We could head back to the Rising Stones, but I'll worry about that a little bit later. I guess I have something to take care of in the area here. But that'll be for next time. Let's stop by over here. After a job well done, I think Komori deserves a little drink. None of these tables are open. I guess this one kind of is. Your finest orange juice, please. That would be a good time to take a break.